This is to certify that Movie Chats has been classified for live streaming.
Hey guys!
Evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for joining us on another week of Movie Chats. Yeah.
So it's, the way you do this, Steve, is you start with, so how's your week been, Steve?
Yeah. Unfortunately, for those that are watching us that are not part of the movie community, bloody hell, I'm tearing up already. We haven't even got in. Our good friend Dave from Savage Zombie Reviews sadly passed away on Monday. So I hope you're having a good one up there, mate. You've probably set up your movie.
Definitely.
You've set up some sort of movie club, and unfortunately, you've started with Vamp or House or something
Yeah,
like
can you
that,
imagine?
haven't you? Knowing you, some sort of crappy horror that you've wanted us to watch.
He sat there watching Rubber, I'm telling you.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, he had a couple of strokes. He got took into hospital and for a heart operation, and things just took the wrong turn from there. So, thinking about you, bud. Steve, thank you for joining us this week as well, mate. I know you've had a bit of personal bad news yourself, so
yeah, it's been a bit of a week, to be fair, mate. It's been a bit of a week, but I think the thing is that you sort of, I'm just sort of echoing the same thing as you. Do you know what I mean? Well, I don't know about many people else. I can't speak for anybody else, but for me, just in a bit of a shock. Especially, I think I'd seen a video on Friday night, and like that was me up for a few hours because I couldn't process what the hell was going on. But I think I've thought about this all week. Like, what do we say? But the guy was amazing for me. He was such a bubbly guy, and he had us in stitches for the short period of time that we knew him. He had us in stitches every time we were talking, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
And you two just bounced off each other when it came to that bloody shark thing or whatever it is, and he supported me when you couldn't come on, and his knowledge of like talking about horrors and stuff like that. There wasn't an awkward conversation. It was just fluid. It was just completely fluid. You could just have a right laugh with him, and he was really easy to talk to. And I said to you before, I'm still expecting him to pop on and do a live with us at some point, and that's where it's weird because obviously you can't do that. But
yeah, I'm sort of half expecting him to go, haha, I'm here.
yeah, April Fools.
We were going to come over to Paul Green, mate. It's only the other side of the water for us, and we were talking to obviously his uncle and whatever, and we were going to come over on the Saturday or the Sunday, but we opted just to leave it for family. But we were talking to him right up until he went in for the off. He was laughing and joking right away from when he got into Broad Green, and we were going to go and see him when he came out of the operation.
Yeah. And this, I think the fact that it's gone in such a fast way, I'd say fast way, but you know what I mean. I think that's where it's difficult to sort of process it, And there's what I have noticed is there is so many people. He's sort of he's sort of connected with in the community, you know, and you know, it's so much of an outpour for him. It's a testament to the person that he was,
Mm.
you know, and we're definitely going to miss him. I was thinking about this earlier on. I was watching it. I ended up that night when I found out. I was watching quite a few of his videos and just sort of watching stuff back and having a bit of a laugh because some of the stuff he was saying. I know he was a massive fan of The Evil Dead, you know, and I watched his reviews again, and I love The Evil Dead. But one of the ones that I ordered actually on the same night I found out was I've ordered that, you know, the first Winnie the Pooh movie, because
Yes.
it doesn't really interest me that much, but because he really liked it, and we spoke about that last time we were talking to him.
It was just how excited he was over the fact that
Winnie
Tigger
the
had
Pooh,
a
yeah,
chainsaw. Winnie the Pooh had a chainsaw on fire.
yeah.
You know,
But he was buzzing for the second one.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
I know what you mean, mate. I know what you mean. It wasn't. Yeah, I know what you mean.
yeah,
But we were fortunate to have met up, you know, in Liverpool a couple of weeks back, and yeah, it was just like, I know it's strange, you know, when we first met up in person, we've been on YouTube for about 12 months, and we haven't met up in
yeah,
person or whatever it was.
yeah.
And it was strange meeting him in person because it was just like I've known him for ages.
Yeah, that's
You
the
know,
thing, isn't it? I
it
mean,
was it was no awkward welcome or handshake or anything like that. It was, you know, we were straight in there having a laugh and a joke and a giggle, and
I think
you know,
that's the thing is though, mate. I think that's the beauty of this platform, really, because you know I'm quite socially awkward, but the thing is that when I met up with you guys for the first time, and Chris and Bell, and you know, I didn't have to be anybody other than myself because you knew who I was, you know, and I've got some really good friendships out off the back of YouTube, and I think the thing is for me is that it just shows you that, you know, you got to live life to the full, really, because you just absolutely have no idea when it's your time, you know what I mean? And I'd messaged Lana, and I'd said, you know, I am really fortunate to have you guys and Chris and Bell and a few other people in my life, you know. But when we've met up, and even when we met up when we had the little movie chats meet up, you know, the people that we spoke to, you know, everyone's just really friendly, and it's a great community to be part of, really, you know. And when we have days where we're like, well, do we carry on doing this anymore? Is it worth it? You know, it's is it too you know,
you only ever told
it
trash.
definitely makes it worth it. It definitely makes it worth it, you know. So,
Yeah,
you know, rest in peace, mate. I wish you all the best, but we are going to miss you, and I think there's just trying to accept that, really, now.
yeah. Gareth, I hope you're feeling better, mate. You were saying that you were feeling a bit poorly before, so hope you're feeling better.
Hey, Lynn. Hey, Jeff.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's what do you want to do then? What's the plan,
Right.
Steve?
Well, obviously, with everything that's been going on, and I've not done the homework. Have you done the
No,
homework?
I'll be honest with you. I literally, right, I put it on top of the unit, and I thought I'll watch that this week. And I literally went in the when you said to me earlier on that we're going to do tonight, I was like, yeah, that's cool. I walked into the front room and I just saw it, and I was like, well, he's definitely not going to have done it. So I think we're going to have to add another week onto that one.
Yeah, I haven't done the homework. Movie news.
Yes.
There seems to be a little bit of civil war in the House of Mouse at the moment in Disney. There's the people that are pulling away from the woke sort of stuff. And there's the people that they've employed because of the wokeness, the
Yeah.
the inclusivity bit and everything else. So there's
I don't know where this is going because they've pushed it so far to one side of the envelope. I can't see them pulling it back without mass firings or anything like that. You know, Marvel's lost its sheen. Star Wars is in a right mess. The live action movies are tanking.
Yeah.
The original content isn't as great because they've not focused on storytelling or movie making. It's all political story.
Yeah.
Which way do you reckon this is going to go for Disney? Because I think they just need a complete reboot and just get back to telling.
I think that's what it. I think you're right.
Stories.
I think that's the only way they can do this now, really, because they're going to have to show people out there that, you know, there is a change afoot, really. Well, I mean, it's a delicate balance, I would imagine, for them.
Mm-hmm.
But you might find that these people, that if anything changes and they're not happy with it, they may just leave anyway. You know, they might decide this isn't for them anymore and go.
You know, I was watching something and they were saying, you know, about everyone refers to the first Black Panther movie. You know, complete all black cast, all, you know. But the thing for me though is that the Black Panther film, it was an established character, it was an established comic. It stayed true to at least some of the comic ties.
Yeah.
Where when they tried it again for Black Panther 2, it never worked. It wasn't because it was a new story. It was, you know, a goodbye to Chadwick Boseman and stuff like that. And
I mean, that obviously dramatically changed the story, didn't it?
Yes. It did change the story for a lot of Black Panther, but it was the rest of the story it was trying to tell wasn't compelling enough for me to jump in.
Do you think we got? Do you think if that hadn't happened, do you think the Wakanda Forever one? Do you think that would have been like more of the same with the original, sort of something very similar?
I would hope so. I would hope to think that he would have obviously been a bigger part towards the end of the phases. You know, entering into like Endgame and stuff. And I think Black Panther 2 would have continued his story from there. And even if they did have his kid as the successor at the end,
do
you know, because we got introduced to his child at the end of Black Panther 2, didn't we? So that could have been the succession there, is him training it, and he could have ended up in the Young Avengers or the next generation of Avengers or whatever else. But yeah, I'm thinking it would need to stop everything for 3 to 5 years.
Yeah.
Of all the live action stuff, stop it all, rebuild from foundation up.
Yeah.
And give us solid, good stories. You know, they don't want to do Captain Marvel 3. They've already decided they're not doing that. They didn't want to do Captain Marvel 2 to start off with. They're not doing Captain Marvel 3 now. Don't forget, Captain Marvel in the comics was male and Ms. Marvel was female, and they've changed all of that now to
You know,
Carol Danvers was Ms. Marvel, not Captain Marvel. So they've already had the way of changing stuff there. They just need to go back to source material and give us this is why I'm worried for like Punisher and Daredevil and things like that, because you know those Netflix series were brilliant. You know, and look at She-Hulk. Look what they did with She-Hulk. You know, I love the She-Hulk character. I love the She-Hulk comics. I love the fact they're breaking the fourth wall. They've watered it down. They made political statements. They took the piss out of it. They ruined Daredevil when Matt Murdock came into She-Hulk.
Yeah.
I'm worried about those two series.
The thing is that for me, with the Netflix, especially the Netflix series,
when
it wasn't crazy, and there was loads of them. I very much enjoyed a lot of them. Like, you know, especially like the Punisher and stuff like that. There's quite a few that I really enjoyed. But if they were released now, do you really think they'd have the same uptake? Do you think that they'd still have the amount of people sort of wanting to watch them?
Not now. Disney's got it.
No.
Not now. Disney's got it, because what they'll probably see is, I loved Hawkeye, but what they'll
Yeah,
probably
I
see
did as well.
they'll probably see something along the lines of the action from Hawkeye. You know,
Yeah.
I understood what Hawkeye was. Hawkeye was like an adult version of Home Alone, Get Me Home to Kevin. And it was the
Yeah.
story of what was happening as he was getting back to his kids, and he just get roped into more of that story as he was trying to get home for Christmas.
Yeah.
And I understood that. But you're going to give me that watered down action in Daredevil and Punisher.
Yeah.
You know, that scene where Matt Murdock's in the prison and he's broken to the prison to go to Kingpin, and then he's got to fight his way back out, you know? Yeah, and same for Punisher. You know, we got a similar sort of scene from there where the Punisher was in seeing Kingpin and then he fights his way out. And the Punisher one was a lot more. What's the Punisher episode in Daredevil where they did that? But the Punisher one was a lot more dark and gritty and bloodier than the Daredevil one. And I think with Disney, we're never going to get that. And the fact that, yeah, there you go. Dave's put there that the writers just ignore the comic, the source material. This is what I'm saying before about taking it right back to the foundation. Read the source material and go from there. Even if you adapt a couple of the comics into a series, and just go from there. And I think that's where Marvel did it well with the Infinity Saga, because they used the characters from there. They used bits of different stories, and it sort of was rooted in source material. And then it's
I know what you're saying. I know, but it's yeah. I'm trying to think about where I'm going to go with that. For me, I don't. If these things came out now, I don't know if I would be tempted to watch them as I was then, because obviously, like, I think for me, it wasn't where it was absolutely like, there's too much of it. You know, we're in that position now where there's so much to try and keep up with, and I'm not remotely interested in some of them now, whereas I was back then.
With this phase sort of come to a complete flop.
Yeah.
Especially with Kang. Yeah. A complete flop. John Major's not coming back as Kang. They've already given us a couple of variations of him playing different variations of Kang.
Yeah.
Call it a day there. We're done. Right.
Yeah.
And then come back with the new Young Avengers. You know, we've got a recast. Dave's put in the chat there, Dave, and I'm not ignoring you, mate. He's put in there, you know, bite the bullet, recast Iron Man, Captain America. Totally. I don't think Sam Williams is the way to go for Captain America as Falcon Captain America. I don't think that'll be the way to go. I think you give us a new Captain America. I think, you know, some of these like World Smashes or whatever they were called from Falcon and the Winter Soldier that have been taking the serum. Give us one of them as a goody two shoes that's become Captain America, because they've already got the serum. You know, young Iron Man's daughter, give us her as Iron Man or Iron whatever the version is Ironheart. Give us Ironheart.
That's it, Ironheart. Yeah.
You know. And stuff like that, you know, we've already got Hawkeye. What was the name from Hawkeye? She's going to be we've got a new Widow, you know. It was Avengers. Just close it off for 2 to 3 years, come up with some decent storylines, and then just give us the Young Avengers and build it up from there.
But the thing is that without those movies and slash 20 years on sequels, would the cinema survive currently in the form that it's in?
Yeah, I think it would. And
Yeah.
the reason for that would be the likes of Amazon and Netflix that are doing their own releases to the streaming sites will
Yeah.
have scope in the cinema to put some of these out cinematic releases. It'll
Yeah.
be an Amazon picture but cinematic release.
Yeah, I know what you
Yeah.
mean.
And
Yeah.
and then they go back to Amazon, but it'll be free content or it'll be half price content for those that never saw it at the cinema or whatever. And I think that'll be the way that it'll go. And then the big studios will come in a couple of years' time and have to fight for the cinema space.
Talking about cinemas, I've noticed recently that they're quite focused on releasing older movies or re-releasing, for want of a better phrase, having like
Yeah.
limited edition viewings of stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and you might have it at home on Blu-ray or 4K or whatever, but it's a different experience seeing it in the cinemas, and I think that might be a way forward.
I was absolutely distraught that I missed Aliens when it was back out in the cinema, and I missed Star Trek II Wrath of Khan.
Yeah.
You know, when that came back out in the cinema.
Yeah.
I'm not rushing back to see Shrek 2. I think that's just proving that just shows my age that film's 25 years old or 20 years old and it's back in the cinema.
Rushing back to see Shrek 2?
Yeah.
I'd be worried if you were, to be fair.
that just makes me feel old. But for me, that might be the way to go. You know, you'd have your streaming services producing a couple of bit. You know, Kong, Godzilla Kong. I think Godzilla went straight to Paramount Plus original. One of them went straight to Paramount Plus, didn't it?
Yeah.
But then give us the cinematic release for that.
But the thing is it's like, you imagine if you were absolutely child free, like some people are now, you know, and they could just sort of go, right, I'll tell you what, this weekend what we'll do is we'll pop out and we'll see what's at the cinemas, and you've got a choice of a couple of new releases, or you've got some classics on that you're like, well, actually, yeah, we'll go and sit and watch, like you say, go and sit and watch Aliens or something, or, you know, it's a different experience, and it might be the way that, yeah, if you want to go and see the new release, it's 15 quid a ticket or whatever it is, you know, but if you want to go and see this, it's 7 quid a ticket, because you know, and just having that experience with the sound and the picture and the size of the screen, and it might be a way of dragging these people back in. And for some people, so especially the newer generation, they might not have had those experiences before with an older movie.
No,
you know, and just having that Saturday night, Sunday Sunday sort of experience of going to the cinemas and watching a classic.
The way that would have to work, it would have to be the great classics. Where, you know,
even if it's like Terminator 2, I'd be up for that.
Yeah. We watched Scarface the other week, and we were talking about Get Carter and Taxi.
Yeah.
And I don't think they would work, but something along the lines
big action movie would.
Yeah, something along the lines of T2.
Yeah.
Or like say Aliens or even Starship Troopers. I'd love to go back.
I knew that was coming at some point.
I would love to go back. And I was fortunate enough to get Starship Troopers in the cinema the first time. I would love to go back and get it now as an adult and just be in awe of what was going on. Hey, Amelia. Hey, baby. Hope you're okay. That's my youngest. That's my little one.
Oh, bless. Hello.
Yeah, so I would love to get Starship Troopers, but something like say something like Aliens or what are some of the other something like Batteries Not Included?
Oh yeah, I mean that'd be a good family movie, wouldn't it?
Yeah, you know, bring back some of them.
My luck, by the time I get home, it'll be on bloody TV.
Yeah, or The Black Hole or Forbidden Planet or something like that. You know, some of the original The Day the Earth Stood Still.
Yeah. Or you even like, I mean, I'm looking here, you know, shoving a couple of the Jurassic Parks back into the cinemas. It's just something that's like, you know, every weekend there's a different set of older movies or something, just to get people back into seats.
I do that, Smurf. I do that.
Johnny Five, yeah.
Double bill of Short Circuit, 1 and 2, one after the other.
Yeah. That would be amazing, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but like I say, the likes of Amelia, who's in the chat now, going to the cinema to see some of those old classic movies,
Yeah.
you know, and not having those Disney stamps. Pixar, even the Pixar movies have been a big flop recently because they're not getting the marketing to,
No.
you know, to drive that audience to go and see a Pixar film.
Yeah.
You know, but bring back like the original Toy Story in the cinema,
Yeah.
or something like that, or Monsters Inc.
Oh,
or
that
something,
Toy
you know.
Story would drag everybody in, wouldn't it?
Yeah, the original Monsters Inc. back in the cinema for the younger audience, who's now, I'd say the younger audience, the people that are probably 20 now.
But they can do
when they
it.
were
They
kids.
can do it at a reasonable price, can't they?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
maybe. Yeah, but that's what I mean. The Saturday morning kids show,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
was whatever the latest Pixar movie was, or whatever it was, probably did really, really well.
Yeah.
But then that film probably never did anything all week.
Yeah.
So so you're asking me, would cinema survive if we lost the big three studios while they were rebuilding after all this?
Rebooting, yeah.
I would say yes. They would find a way of doing it.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, we had this discussion the other month because I watched a video that was going on about like could we see some of these indie movies and stuff back on the cinemas rather than, you know, going through Netflix and places like that. And it was like, not just the way that they did it. There's no way that we get a lot of those anymore. We don't get a lot of the indie movies anymore, especially in the cinemas. You know,
well,
but this might be a good opportunity for them.
Oldest book films, right? He's done a movie. He's now going into his second movie. Those independent films will probably get a small run in somewhere like what used to be Cineworld or somewhere like that, and generate money for the independent, you know, British film community. We were talking about Pinewood Studios and the new studio opening up in Sunderland, weren't we, the other week?
Yeah.
And a few people were saying to me that. But that's what I mean by British films, not, you know, that. But even that looked like it was gangster related to an extent. But those independent movies and whatever could get a small run in the cinema and generate movie revenue for that studio that produced that. You know, I would love to see Blade back in the cinema. Yeah, that opening sequence, mate, where he's in the nightclub, that would be ace on the big screen. I can't remember, did I see Blade in the cinema? But yeah, that would be awesome. We were talking the other week about physical media and was it dead or was it resurgence or whatever? And I was saying that we're seeing a lot more Blu-rays coming back into the supermarkets. The article that came out of Australia this week?
No.
Because they've stopped doing the physical media releases over there. Blu-rays hit a big resurgence in Australia.
Well, there you go.
So people are rushing to charity shops and flea markets and everything else, buying Blu-rays and.
See, I was already ahead of that. I've been ahead of my time in that case.
And they're starting to ship Blu-rays back into Australia. Good evening, Michael. Thank you for joining us, sir. Indie movies would be better in the cinemas if they didn't get one shows late at night. Yes, we were just talking then, Mike. If the three big studios, including Disney, never did any content for a couple of years while they rebuilt the studios and started giving us some proper content, how would cinema survive? And that's what we were talking about there, the indie films being back out and producing money for the smaller studios. It wouldn't die as long as there's a market. Yeah, you know, I think the point that we were making there, Smurf, or the point I was making the other week, is I'm not seeing in supermarkets Blu-rays as much. They might have the top 5 Blu-ray releases, but then the rest of it is it's DVD. You
Yeah.
know, I very rarely see 4K in any of the supermarkets up by us now. And like I say, Blu-rays are dying out. So yeah, the DVD's probably coming back, and that 8 is probably cheaper. They can ship it in bigger content. And we're not spending 80 quid on a collection box set like little Steve does just because it's got a flipping business card.
I nearly got one today that I wanted. I'd popped into one of the charity shops today and had a look at some of their stock of DVDs and games. Anyway, I'd managed to pick out some stuff and got a deal on it, and then traded them in at CEX and ended up with £28 when I paid. They're probably worth about four or 5 quid to me. Anyway, I walked in and they'd had 2 box sets traded in. One of them was the Dark Knight, like a special edition steelbook box set from about a year or so ago, 4K, and then the other one was Batman, the steelbook on that one, which is a nice set. So I picked this one up.
What have you bought that shit for?
Because it's a really nice set. It's got all like little bits with it as well. Really nice box set. Anyway, I went back for the Dark Knight, but it had been sold on the interweb through their online sales. They'd only had it in this morning, and it's gone straight away. Well, yeah, I nearly ended up with that. Which
since you're showing your big purchase of the week.
Go on.
Do you like Gears of War?
No.
You don't like Gears of War?
No, I've got better Nerf guns than that, mate.
It's awesome.
Hang on. Let me show you what I picked up. 1 minute. Hang on. I need. There needs to be some effects here. 1 minute. You just wait there a second. Carry on.
Right. Okay. So let's have a read of the chat while he's off picking whatever he's got. Godzilla -1's big proof. Yes, I'm going to watch Godzilla -1 tomorrow after work. We finally got a HD copy that's worth watching. Was in Asda. There's lots of Music Magpie DVDs. What's he picked up here now? 2 seconds. Let's put them on the big screen. Oh, you picked up another couple of lightsabers.
Yes, I did. So I'm a big kid, really, but at 2 quid each, I was having them.
That's really, really cool for 2 quid each.
Yeah.
Now, are you going to be able to play with those ones? Because you can't play with.
Yeah, I'm not playing with my other one. Them ones at 2 quid
you?
each, I don't mind. I'll play with them.
Yeah. Had lots of Music Magpie DVDs. Yeah, they had lots of DVDs that you don't want, but they've also got lots of the top like 20 in there as well. So, yeah, Supermarket's been dying, but the other companies like Savvy. I don't think Savvy and HMV and people like that. We were in HMV in Shrewsbury at the weekend. We were in HMV in Shrewsbury at the weekend, and I got talking to. Thanks to Mike and Mel as well for coming out on Saturday as well. So you help sort of take our minds off things there.
We can have a battle, Steve.
I'll win.
No, you won't.
I will. I'll use my force gut and I'll bounce you.
The force gut.
See, you'll bring a lightsaber to a gunfight with my chainsaw.
So realistic.
What? The fucking thing's heavy. It's dead heavy. For 150 quid. For 150 quid, though, I wasn't leaving that behind.
So was Lana really impressed with your weapon?
Lana wasn't quite with it when we were making that purchase. I picked up a couple of Bucky O'Hare bits here, including, the down there. I got the couple of
Yeah.
I got a couple of Bucky O'Hare figures, and I had them set to one side,
Yeah.
including the toe croaker there.
Yeah.
I had them set to one side, and they were £25. And then James went to me, come and have a look at the back. And as we went into the back, he came out with that. And I was like, my God, what do you want for that? And he said, I'm saving it for Wrexham Comic Con. And he said, no, you can't do that to me now. Now that you've shown me it,
Yeah.
you can't tell me I've got to wait for the Comic Con. And then he said, oh, go on then, £150. And I went, done. And Lana went, what happened then?
No.
Oh, hello, Leo.
Daddy left the door unlocked.
Oh, silly daddy. And then, Lana went, what happened then? He said, I've just bought myself a Gears of War Lancer for £150.
Oh, that's the collection.
All right.
Come on. You can't have that one.
One sec. Not only have you got my TV remote,
I have the
you're
actual.
leaving it smelling here. Go on.
Come on. Let's
Oh,
go
wow.
downstairs and get some chippies. Come on. Yeah. Come on. Then.
Yeah, I think you have shown us that before, Phil.
What's that?
That he's got the actual laser.
Really?
He showed us that on Andrew's stream once, didn't he?
Visible range of 70 miles.
Or
Fucking hell.
you're showing us one that killed your camera, if I remember correctly. So I bought that for £150, and then Lana said to me, right, you're gonna have to put the Bucky O'Hare's back. And he said, well, since you're buying that off me for £150, you could have the Bucky O'Hare's for free, and he gave me them anyway. So
Well, you're walking out there like you just scored.
yeah, thanks, James. Yeah, but
Jesus, £150.
£150 well spent.
I've seen it on Whatnot for 20.
Oh, don't do. I got home and I got home and I was straight on eBay making sure I hadn't been had off. Not that James would do that to me, obviously. But then Lana's made me come home and pack a load of stuff up so I can trade it in when we go up with Chris and Bell next weekend.
Oh, right, fair enough.
So, yeah.
Brilliant. Oh, well, that's good then. But like I said, I mean, the only other thing I got a couple of bits this week, but the only other thing so as I said to you, I'd ordered that Winnie the Pooh movie. One thing I've noticed this week is, especially if I've ordered something from either Whatnot or from anywhere really, that the post is so behind at the minute because of the bank holiday weekend. Like,
I don't know, mine seems to come really quick. I ordered something on Thursday and I got it Tuesday. It was dead quick. I don't know what happened. They must have just literally just shipped everything straight out.
Well, I ordered 3 things from CEX with a voucher. One was the Winnie the Pooh. The other was a DVD copy of Soldier, because I'm running out of shops to keep trying to find that bloody thing.
So you've got him bought one.
I paid more for postage than I have for the actual movie. That's what annoys me with that.
Yeah.
And the other one I finally got round to picking up is Titanic on 4K. 4K. I've been after this since it came out. Yeah, I've been after this since it came out, and this arrived earlier on. The others have not arrived yet.
You know that I've got those up there, the Magneto, Hulking, the big 4,
Hey, Baz. Yeah,
Marvel diorama.
Yeah. He looks a bit out of proportion, doesn't he?
He does. Is
he Roy Thor?
He looks like me.
Is it all right? That's why he looks familiar.
That's why he looks familiar. Apart from I haven't got the Chris Hayden hair.
So
looks
like he's been on the roids, if I'm honest with you, though.
I got that. He
missed leg day by the looks of it.
I got a Daredevil.
Okay, cool.
and I got some X-Man. But
X-Man. Just an X-Man.
just an X-Man, some random X-Man.
X-
£5. £5
X-Man.
they cost.
Fucking brilliant.
So I got them for £5.
But did I show you that finally turned up, by the way? I
What?
don't think I did. Well, last week I'd spotted this in a shop, so I picked it up like Fantastic Four.
Oh yeah.
But I finally got me X-Men that came through.
Yeah, because you realise now, crying to me, you weren't going to get them off me. Yeah.
Yeah. So I got that through. That's sold out at they're not. It's sold out at CEX now. There was only about 4 of them, and I was like, when they announced that night, when that 97 launched, I was like, right, this is either going to shoot up in price or it's going to go out of stock.
Yeah.
So I used some of the voucher to pick it up, because my mate will probably trade them in soon.
look, ladies and gents, I got them box sets quite cheap when we were in Widnes.
Quite cheap, yes.
And I got them quite cheap when we were in Widnes. And little Steve's been giving me the puppy dog eyes ever since that he wanted me to send them down to him. Unfortunately, what he didn't realise is that was probably one of 3 TV series I've got no intention to give it up.
But the point is that you do. That's the annoying thing. You're like, oh, have you still got that? No, Steve. Lana made me get rid of it. No. I'm like, what?
Well, it's
a 1 in, 1 out policy.
I'm still waiting for you to send me that series of Space Above and Beyond, and you won't. You won't even.
Hey, I never said I'd send you that.
You won't even watch it. You've got no
there.
intentions of watching Space Above and Beyond, and you won't.
I do. You've told me so many good things about it.
Yeah, it's a really
I'm
good
excited.
series.
It's just I've got the City documentary to watch now, so I'm enjoying that at the minute.
Well, I'm waiting for the documentary when you get docked 150 points for your 500 breaches of the fair play policy. And then I'm going to be waiting for Pep crying into his soup that
Pep
all of
signing a new contract. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
there's been
he'll
some
be crying,
rumors
he'll
today.
be crying into his soup that his multi-billion-pound team's got to play in the conference division.
I think you find that quite challenging. I'd enjoy that, to be honest.
Yeah, Sunday pub league with Haaland up front.
Can you imagine?
City winning 50-0 every week.
You turn up and you're playing on your day off as a brickie.
Yeah,
Haaland's in the opposite team.
Yeah.
You got to keep up with Doku and Jack Grealish. Fucking hell.
Evening,
yeah, look, we only got battered 20-0. Yeah.
Lana's in now, just making me a brew. How many
Baz
different box sets has there been of Star Trek Next Gen? Yes, they are. And the thing is that Picard box set looks really, really good. The one that was on the Savvy release, and Peter Eblin sent me the link, and Lee's got it as well, hasn't he?
Did he buy it in the end? Yeah,
he got the Picard box set.
Yeah,
and it looks really, really good. However, you could get the Next Generation cheaper.
Yeah,
you could get, or it would work out cheaper to buy the Next Generation Blu-ray set.
Yeah,
with Picard season 1, 2, and 3 separately for what you got in that box set. The only things that I would have got, or I would have found as a collectible in that box set, was the Starfleet Deltas, because they had the Deltas from every variation of Star Trek with Picard in it. So it started off with the Next Generation early Deltas and worked their way through to the Picard ones. And that would have been really cool, and I would have kept hold of them. But for the TV series, you could have got them cheaper elsewhere. And also, you got the Picard Star Trek movies as well. So that was Generations, Insurrection, First Contact, and what was the last one? The one I'm missing. Oh, I don't know. Bloody hell, I can't think of it off the top of my head.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Nemesis. That's it.
Yes. Yeah.
So and you got them, but that box set was something like 80 quid. 80, 90 quid, and I just couldn't bring myself to do that. So I'm searching. I've got a few saved searches on eBay regarding the Star Trek Deltas, and as soon as someone's selling them, I'm getting a set of them. But that's all it is.
Yeah. Well, like I say, I think the thing is with that, when we did look at it and go, it's a really, really nice set, because I'd sent you the link as well.
Mhm.
But like you say, when you break it down, and it was like, right, okay, well, actually, if I was to buy all these things separately, it would cost me a fraction of the price, or at least, a good chunk of the money off it.
See, the thing is, I can't afford to waste money.
No, I agree with you, and
I can't afford to waste money.
money's tight these days, and you've got to...
money's tight, and so is space.
Fucking Gears of War. I'd have been more.
So the next time you see it, I'm going to be dressed like like Phoenix from Gears of War.
I bet Lana's loving that.
Oh, you saw the picture I sent of when she was holding it in the toy shop.
Yeah.
When we were up in Starbase, she looked really, really impressed.
Brilliant.
There we go. Is the commentary still added to the DVD? No. Well, I don't know. There's been a couple of 4Ks that I've had to look at recently where there was no extras on them. The Picard box set came out with about 70 hours of additional extras.
Only 70.
Only 70, yeah. But don't forget, Next Generation probably had about 400 hours of additionals and stuff like that when they released the original Blu-ray box set. Because there was about 3 or 4 Blu-rays full of stuff there.
Yeah.
Deleted scenes, storylines that never happened, scripts, and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know. The hardest we played Seen It, didn't we? When we stayed at the cabin that time with you guys. The hardest one I've played was Star Trek Seen It. That was harder than doing Gareth's quiz when he was making up questions that had no relevance whatsoever to Star Trek. But that Seen It was who spoke to alien such and such in episode 57, minute 1 of whatever, and I was like, oh, I have no idea. And it was some other random alien that was just taking a shit in Deep Space Nine or something. I
bet your confidence just went through the fucking floor.
Yeah.
By about question 2. It's all right, Lana. I got this.
It's fine. What the hell is this? I have no idea. Potluck questions. What sound was used for them flicking the bean in 10 forward? I have no idea.
Hey, Kerry. You two should be known as regular Steve, as he's not really that big, and Steelbook Steve. SBS. Cheers, Jeff. Thanks, mate. Appreciate that. As Kerry said, she's going to see Madness in Galilee, so can't buy any media or collectibles. I hope you enjoy that. I love Madness.
See, this is where Jeff doesn't. I don't know what Jeff thinks here. I'm 5'10", nearly 17 stone, so it's not me height of why I was called Big Steve. It was me weight.
That would have been Tall Steve.
Yeah, it was me weight. Now, bearing in mind, I was slightly over 17 stone when I was first talking to Chris and Steve, and little Steve's 12 stone wet with a brick in his pocket. So that's where Big Steve, Little Steve came.
Mine's just pure muscle.
Muscle. My ass. My ass has got more muscle than you. We were at the movie chats meetup, weren't we, Stephen? You decided you were going to sit on my knee for whatever reason and try and tickle me, and then you just
muscly ass.
You just got heaved out of your seat, didn't you? It was just like, get off it.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
But yeah, you know, being 17, and I'm close to that weight again now, and unfortunately the creatine's not helping me in that respect. But yeah, that's why. So it's
Nearly
more
time
fat,
for summer
Steve.
body, mate. You're gonna have
It's
to
more-
detox.
Yeah, and well, it was funny because I was on the trampolines last night. I got on the trampolines and all the kids were shouting at me, "You've got your knee, what's your knee?" And I'm like, "It's getting replaced anyway, so what's your problem?" You know, I might as well goose up even more. But yeah, but it was good fun. I have to wait until the end of August going to see Madness and Gal. Oh, okay, that should be a good concert.
Sorry, Kerry, he's about 5 minutes behind.
Yeah, so one of my wife's friends growing up was called Fat Man. Yeah, there you go, Fat Man. You see, people would take the piss out of me if I put Fat Steve. You know?
Well, if that's what you want to be named, you can be named whatever you want, mate. If you want to identify as Fat Steve, then that's up to you.
But I got, like I say, I was on the trampoline yesterday, and
With your knees.
with my knees, yes, with my knees. One of the kids, but obviously they all know me as Jesse and Amelia's dad. So you know, one of the kids have never seen me bounce before. So I get on and they were like struggling with a move, and I said, "Look, if I do it, would you do it?" And they went, "Yeah, but there's no way you would do it." And so yeah, it's all right. It's only crash dive ball out, so knocked out crash dive ball out, and she went, "That means I've got to do it now."
Told you. You defy gravity on a trampoline.
But yeah, it was all fun. It was all good fun. It's all good fun.
What species is Spock? It's a Vulcan, isn't it?
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
The Office UK. Okay. Those that know.
No.
Yeah, Baz.
The Office was one series I didn't really watch, and I think. So I think when.
Hey up! What's going on here?
Yeah, there you go. So when The Office was released over here, I wasn't really a big Ricky Gervais fan. But then, as I've got older, I sort of appreciate his humour a little bit more.
I think as you've got older, you can definitely appreciate it a little bit, can't you?
Yeah. So The Office is one that I'll probably have to try and give a go.
I would.
Sorry, I've just spilled my tea all over my desk here. 2 seconds.
See. I have to bear with him a second while he cleans up his whole desk because his cup of tea's gone on the burner. The full Monty Mercy, style. Yep, that's true. Hey guys, sorry to hear your friend has passed. No worries, Elaine. Thank you. We spoke about it earlier on, but I hope you're doing well, Elaine. Are you done? You can't have spilt that much if you see how much is left in the cup. You barely dribbled it. I don't know. So I hope everybody's doing well. Speaking of Fat Man, anyone? Yeah. I've watched that, Jeff. I really enjoyed it. In fact, I'm not sure. Did I buy it? I might have got a copy of it from somewhere, but yeah, I enjoyed that. So, do you remember that, Steve? That Fat Man with Mel Gibson, like last year or the year before?
I don't think I've seen it.
Yeah, it was good. Can't take him anywhere. Yeah, I agree with you, Kerry. So are you actually? All right. So you've actually got a towel then.
She's gonna kill me when she realizes I've used a towel for this.
Have you used her best towel? I need to find this now. I'm sure I've got it. Yeah, there it is. I knew I had it.
What? Fat Man. Oh, look at you. Let me suck your arsehole, Jeff. And here's a copy of Fat Man.
That's not very nice, is it, eh?
Show off.
You're jealous? Just because you've got your big gun out earlier.
Yeah, me big.
Throwing your big gun off to people. that makes a slight noise.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, there was another one though, weren't there? There was Fat Man, and then
Bad Santa.
Bad Santa. No, not Bad Santa. You're talking about Bad Santa. What's the other one with him out of Stranger Things in?
Silent Night.
Silent Night. Of course it is. Thank you very much. Two great Santa movies.
Violent Night, not Silent Night.
Violent
Silent
Sorry,
Night's a new
yeah.
one. Violent Night.
Violent
was
Night.
the one with David Harbour.
Yeah. Also SBS, not a steelbook, but cool. But cool
Is
movie.
that
My
your
wife
new
hated.
title now? SBS.
Well, seems to be catching on through Jeff. But to be fair, that guy's that awesome. How can I deny anything that Santa says? Really, good show that I loved it. Yeah, Steelbooks. Thanks, mate. I don't know.
There you go. SBS. That's what you need to change your whatnot handle to now. SBS.
Steelbook Steve. No, because the thing is for me is, you know, when we talk to the lads about bloody Steelbooks and Lee's there with some amazing limited edition Steelbooks, I just feel a bit of a fraud, really, because I've nowhere near as good a quality.
Now you know how I feel when we talk about physical media, and I've got about 3 TV series.
Yeah, but then you can just flash your gun at people, can't you?
That's
and
it.
Your Transformers,
and if you're really
your
lucky,
G1s.
I might get the Lancer out.
Yeah, look at me G1s.
Yeah, look. Hey, look, I tell you what, I've got my camera set on an angle today that I don't usually have it on, and this light makes it look ace because they're all
yeah, it looks good, to be fair. So, do your kids get as excited as you do over your G1s?
My kids don't understand what they are. I did try to explain to Amelia once that if anything was to happen to me, you know,
that I was getting them,
that this will be inheritance, and she said charity shopping. No.
I'm getting. If anything ever happens, I'm getting in contact with them saying, "You know what? I'll take them off you.
Yeah,
don't bother.
no,
I'll come and fetch them. I won't. Don't bother taking them to charity shop."
It's like Belle giving us first refusal on Chris's collection.
Well, that's going to happen. I'm telling you. If it takes another 30 years, 40 years.
Not that I'd ever wish anything to happen to Chris, but if he was
no, God knows. Blind,
no, God knows. If he was to ever go blind and not appreciate the collection and still have 30 years of life left, then yes, I would take him off my hands, pal. And the fact that Chris would never know that you've given him away.
Oh, thank you, babe. Yeah, thank you. No. Yeah, that'd be it, innit? Nobody would have the room for all the crap I've got, so I'm pretty safe.
Yeah, the charity shops won't take your shit back.
Shit. The lady doing the paperwork was from South Africa. The only accent better than all the great accents across the UK is South African. Yeah.
There you go. No, so I was trying to explain to them about my collection of stuff. They couldn't understand why some of the Funko Pops were worth what they were worth, and
why Daddy was getting all excited.
Yeah.
You talking about your Transformers and your
Pops. They couldn't realise how a little piece of plastic's worth 300 quid. Well, it is. So just go with it, babe. You know.
You probably dump it all in the nearest landfill. Yeah, that's true, Kerry.
The eldest has already got dibs on Biggie when she's 18. She wants me to give her the mini.
See, there you go.
Yeah, she didn't like.
You don't realise if she sold all your collection, she could have 2 biggies.
Yeah.
But, I own a better biggie.
Well, that's my plan. I'll go and buy a better biggie, and I'll just give her that one.
Yeah,
that's my plan. What was wrong with Dave?
Well, I don't know.
he was rushed. He went into hospital with back pain. And then when he was there, they had him on medical equipment, and it turns out he had a stroke, and that was what was contributing to the back pain.
Yeah.
And then from there, they had him on the ECG, and things sort of flagged up that something wasn't quite right. So they rushed him over from the Isle of Man over to Broad Green Hospital in Liverpool for an operation on his heart. The operation was 12 to 13 hours long. And yeah, from there onwards, he had another couple of like minor strokes. Things just took a turn for the worst. He ended up in a coma, and he just didn't come out of it.
Yeah.
So that's what happened with Dave. As we said at the start of the show, it's a big shock, big loss to the community, and he's going to be missed. You know, he was a great lad, but yeah, so. Yeah.
I'm going to put myself through that Winnie the Pooh movie and hopefully enjoy it because he raved about it that much.
Yeah, he loved the first one. He loved the first Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, and he was so excited for the second one.
See you, Baz.
See you later, Baz. He was so excited for the second one. You know, so we're going to have to do a watch along on the second one or something like that.
We'll definitely do something. But I've got a hunger to watch the Evil Deads again. I've got them anyway, but I love them films. And as soon as this bloody thing turns up, which it does say it would be delivered at 7:30 tonight.
Well, I was watching. Like I say, I've been watching a few other tribute videos and people talking. Dan's Man Cave, they did the live stream Monday night.
Yeah.
Just after it was sort of announced, and they carried on their live stream, and it was interesting watching that because, like I say, Dan was on there, Scott was on there, Bronson's there, you know, Rock was on as well. So it was interesting listening to them about all the films that they watched in tribute of Dave over the weekend.
Yeah,
obviously with it building up, you know, they got on watching it. And I just thought, what shit was he getting the community to watch on all these streams? You know, and our ones was Vamp and House and things like that. And
as much as we liked him, I don't think you're rushing back to watch Vamp again, are you?
No, but everyone else was saying, "Oh, we watched Hellraiser Part 2 or 3 or whatever it was," and it was like, why are you watching that again? But he must have been on. He must have been on all these streams. Well, we know he was on all these streams.
Yeah, because he's
we were watching him as he was on, and he was just promoting all these weird and wonderful and awful horror movies to everyone.
Yeah. I reckon he just got a kick out of it. When he was like, yeah, you definitely want to watch that one because that is the best one of the lot.
Yeah, but the best thing was it was hatred for Zombievers. That, you know, that was one thing we could agree on, was how shit that film was. You know,
no, I didn't think we'd get on at that point when he did that review of that.
Well, he reviewed that the week I wasn't on the show. Did it, you know? So it was literally you versus him on how bad Zombievers was, and that I was pissing myself laughing because I was away that week, wasn't I? And you know, we were watching it while we were away. Yeah.
But this is the thing, like, you know, I said to you before, I can be quite socially awkward, but with you guys, it's so easy, and he was exactly the same. You know, you could just, if he come on, it was like, yeah, you knew you were going to have a good chat because we'd just chat about random movies and have a right laugh about it. You know, and yeah, it's such a shame. But hopefully we can do him a bit of justice, and I'm going to watch some some recommended movies of his, just to try and understand some of the shit that he liked.
I was gonna go back and watch some of his trailer reviews or
Yeah.
his movie reviews and put some of them
Yeah.
on the wheel and stuff like that, and and build the wheel back up and just have a laugh and a joke and just see if we could see what he saw in some of these films. And it's interesting because he wasn't a big jump scare fan either. Neither was I, and neither was I. I'm not a big jump scare fan, and it was interesting when we did meet up in Liverpool and we were talking about it, and Lana was just looking at us like, you big pansies for two lads. Now there's not many lads that stand next to me that make me look small, and Dave definitely looked like he could pull my arms out my shoulders when we met him. Like
Really?
He's a big lad. And for us to both sit there and saying that we shit ourselves at like a jump scare,
And you've got a 5 foot nothing.
we're
Life telling you to suck it up.
we're sat there saying, you're hearing a bump in the kitchen. Why the fuck are you walking in the kitchen? You can hear the cupboard door rattling. Why are you walking over to the cupboard door? Why have you got your hand on that handle? What you do? Fucking bastard, it's the cat. But we both have the same
yeah.
thing for it, the same reaction to it.
Just he was watching horror movies from a young age. He was.
Yeah.
He's like that scene with Bane where he's like, the darkness thing. I just imagine that's like he is with, like, oh bless him, he's poorly. Let's put him on a movie. What do you want to watch? And he's like, Hellraiser, something like that. And it's like, fucking hell, we joked about it, but I can imagine it fucking be the case. Like going through his dad's fucking DVD collection or something, or VHS collection, getting all these movies out, taking him to Blockbusters, and she's like, right, what kids movie do you want? What kids movie do you want? And he's there going,
Critters.
Yeah, critters. Yeah, critters.
Cute, cuddly critters. Gremlins. But yeah, Gizmo.
Really scared the shit out of me when I was younger. That was definitely one of those where I absolutely loved it, but it made me jump.
It was Gremlins 2 that got me more, and that was supposed to be the funny one because
Yeah.
It's the scene with the blender where they put the gremlin through the blender, and it just pisses out everywhere. It's just
Yeah. Well, I did watch his trailers, his reviews again for like The Evil Dead, and like I'm sure he preferred number 2 to number 1.
All over my desk.
I think he definitely preferred number 2 to number 1 because he was going on about how obviously it was a bit more of a pissed off Ash.
Yeah.
And I think generally for me, I think that is the better movie out of them.
Well, Evil Dead 1 was the film university sort of tester, wasn't it? That was his exam piece, and then obviously the revamped Evil Dead 2.
Yeah,
I've just been reading that there. The revamped Evil Dead 2 is what could you have done if we had a better budget?
Yeah.
And then obviously Army of Darkness was just comedy from start to finish. My 8th birthday, 1987, I wanted to see The Running Man, but we won't took me to see The Jungle Book. Yeah. But no, there is some good films out there, and like you say, the wheel will be getting updated. We will be adding stuff to the wheel as we're going. If you've got any suggestions for the wheel, then please leave a comment on any of the shows, including this one when this one goes live, and I'll pick them up from there and we'll add them on for the wheel for next week. The homework movie will be carrying over from last
Bandidas.
Yes, it'll be carrying over from last week because neither Steve or I
That was the last thing I was thinking of this week.
I've done the homework this week for various reasons. Other than that, we need to set up a lightsaber duel.
Yeah,
Don't we?
I think it needs to be done. You know,
Yeah, I'll bring my lightsaber and my lancer, and you bring your. And when we change stuff,
quid on that.
when we chainsaw runs out of battery, I'll flip to the lightsaber.
He stood there for ages. I'll chop your arm off, Steve.
It's only a flesh wound. Oh, carry
It's
on.
only a flesh wound.
But your arms fell off. No, it hasn't. Yeah, it hasn't. It's on the floor. It's only a flesh wound.
So you said, so what is your plans this weekend then, mate?
Saturday we're not doing much, I don't think. And then on Sunday I'm going to be playing with Graham with Teddy. So Graham from the mini club is going to help me put the new fuel. Yes, he's going to put me help me put in the new fuel jet.
Yeah.
Because my one's currently leaking out the carb, so we're going to replace that. We're going to replace the two bumpers, so the chrome bumpers are going, and I've got black bumpers. We're going to put some new wing mirrors on and stuff like that. So, Teddy's going to look quite a bit different. One of these days, I will do a video on Teddy and put it out on Life in the First Lane. So, if you haven't already subscribed to Life in the First Lane, please go and subscribe to Life in the First Lane because that's our second channel. That's where we do all our car related and journeys content. So any days out, etc., will be put on that.
Is he going to be like trying to tie you down this summer then with the cars and going out every weekend?
Well, I've got a bit of a predicament. Because last summer Teddy wasn't working, if you remember, because we didn't realise that we had to replace the alternator, so we didn't want to risk driving him because he was chewing car batteries up.
Yeah.
And we had the MX-5.
Yeah.
So this year I've now got a working Teddy and I've got a Biggie. So Biggie's a convertible, as we know. So when it's sunny, I want to be out in Teddy, but I'm going to be out in Biggie because the roof is down. So I've got a bit of predicament. With that.
Stand there going, yeah, but it'd be nice and cool if I drive in that one. But then he's going to get sad. So, Steve, we've been stood here for 10 minutes. Decide which car we're going in.
Yeah, what we can say in over 10 minutes. If we go in Teddy, we're going to be late anyway. So, but we'll arrive in style.
That's it, yeah.
But if we go in Biggie, it'll mess your hair up.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, your hair will go everywhere, won't it?
It will, yeah. Takes me ages to do my hair in the morning.
Tis but a scratch. That's right, Kerry. Tis but a scratch.
But yeah, so that's my predicament for the summer, unfortunately.
Fair enough. Well, I'll try and get some dates in so that we don't conflict.
Yeah.
He's off to Scotland again, driving up with Biggie.
That's it. You see, I've got a calendar on the wall up there now. That's got all my weekend activities on.
Exactly, Jeff. Exactly. You've only got one sleigh, so.
Well, at one point, I had the classic Mini, I had my convertible Mini, and I had the MX-5.
And Lana's car.
So.
And your work car.
I had two. Well, Dennis went when I got Biggie.
Dennis.
Well, Dennis was a Volvo. He was a middle-aged man's car.
I don't want to. I don't want to like tell you something you didn't already know, Steve. But that might be like quite apt for you right now.
What are you trying to say, you old git?
You're a middle-aged man
I
with a
think we've
middle-aged car.
I think we've gone past middle age, Steve.
Oh, that's well. If it sounds better, you're a middle-aged man.
My midlife crisis went OTT last year. It really did. It,
When you had
it
about
went-
7 cars to 2
yeah,
spots in the car park.
I went from owning a Volvo to buying a Mazda to buying a classic Mini to buying a convertible Mini to selling a Mazda. Now I want a truck. I should have just stuck to my guns last year and bought that bastard for Wild Track that I wanted.
Yeah, they
I
look
should have
fucking
just
awesome.
bought
They
that
are
book.
awesome. They do.
Now I want one, and I'm going to the auction tomorrow because they've got a couple in the auction tomorrow.
Oh,
so
are you? Does
I
she
might
know
pick
you're
one up.
going to the auction?
So I might pick one up tomorrow, but I don't know.
I don't know. Bless you. Well, should we call it a night today then, mate?
A Lada is the car you need. Yes. Now it's
Lada.
funny that it's funny that you talk about this because Lana, my wife, was never into
My wife.
Yeah, my wife. She was never into classic cars or anything like that at first.
Until her husband turned classic.
Cheeky bastard. It's the fact I'm still young. I'm a little bit older than Teddy, right? So Teddy's 37. So she's got an appreciation for classic cars at the moment. She understands the work that is going on with it to keep them running, etc., etc. So
Is she
she's
talking about a car, are you?
yeah, I'm replacing a fuel jet in Teddy while having my knees replaced myself. But she's looking at getting a little toy car herself.
Fuck yeah. Toy
She wants
car?
She wants a little toy car that she can just play with, yeah. And you are 137, you cheeky. I'm only 41, and Steve's 41 and a half.
Yeah, that's true.
So he's older than me.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, 42 in April. What's it this month?
Aye.
Yep.
Yeah, see, you'll be 42 and I'll still be 41.
For a select time. Never mind trying to say you're just 41.
It doesn't matter. I'm still be 41.
Whatever.
However, if I was a horse, I would have been shot years ago.
That'll be the message I get and all it'll be. Happy birthday. I'm still 41. I'm older than you both, yeah. 45, bless you, Kerry. I don't know where the last 10 years went.
It's another year closer to the nursing home.
Yeah. You can't take your cars there, can you?
All my toys.
No, no, but you can have them in your room. You can have your Transformers.
They'll have to sell them to pay for the nursing home.
You're not wrong there, to be fair. Jesus Christ.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, little Steve has already called time.
I just figured we'd have a little bit of an early one tonight with us not doing the homework.
Yeah, and to be fair, I haven't even done any research. Usually, I've got 2 pieces of A4 paper in front of me of stuff to talk about, but up until 5 o'clock today, I was in 2 minds where we were going to do the stream. So I'm sort of glad I did. I'm sort of glad we did. So
me too.
Sleep easy, Dave. Hope you're having a ball up there with your dad and everything else. So
yeah, definitely.
Stevie, I hope everything's okay with the family, etc.
Yeah,
and
thanks, mate.
Sorry for your news as well at the start of the week.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
back to normal next week. Back to full-blown movie chats, full-on movie news, homework review for the homework movie.
Yeah, actually, we'll do the homework. Yeah, it'd be fantastic. And hopefully, if this thing turns up, I can watch fucking Soldier. Oh, thank you, Elaine. Appreciate that, mate. I hope so. What's that?
This time next week, you've watched what?
Soldier.
Oh,
yes.
Did you see the end of Physical 100?
No, I haven't watched that. I haven't watched the second series yet.
You need to watch that next week as well.
Mate, I messaged when I messaged in our group earlier on. I was saying I watched that MLM documentary yesterday about the multi-level marketing thing and what a scam that is. And then that was amazing. I've been watching the City documentary. It'll be Apprentice tonight, but I'm off work for 2 weeks now, so I'm on my hollybobs.
I think Phil's going to get sacked tonight.
You reckon?
Well, he's got to be the PM, hasn't he?
Oh, yeah. That's it, yeah.
He's got to be PM from last week.
And he said if he loses, you're fired, doesn't he?
You're fired. So I think he's going. I feel sorry for him, though, because he has been trying. No one listens to him. But, yeah. But I think he's going. We have to watch The Apprentice the next day because it's on too late for me.
Oh, yeah, that's true. So I'll message you about 2:00 and just let you know how it ended.
Yeah, so we have it with wine and pizza on a Friday.
Yeah. Thank you very much, everyone, for supporting us tonight. We've had some good numbers tonight, so really appreciate it. As we said, I hope he's living his best life up there now. And we'll see you all next week for a normal movie chats with exciting reviews and all the good stuff that we try and do. So take care, everyone.
I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
What was that?